Guys, we have huge news about my Emmy. You have no idea how happy I was seeing this tweet, guys. You have no idea. I was so happy seeing this tweet. Well, one might say I was on 75% looking at this tweet as it ticked up to 38 million views here. 38 million views for throwaway. So a throwaway 233 clip with 38 million views, guys. That's huge. That's fucking huge. That's crazy. And it's broken the dam, okay? This one tweet has broken the dam on Emiru Snark. I've been saying for a while, I can't wait. I can't wait till people hate Emiru. I can't wait till people hate her. It's starting, guys. It's finally starting. So let's take a look. Let's see. What was this clip? Emiru is asked her thoughts on ice. Let's see.
So on ice, like there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like, just stop.
So immediately, stupid, deflecting, airheaded bitch. I can't take it. Nobody's asking her to do fucking political coverage. That's not why anyone's coming into her chat asking her about ice. The reason people come into her chat asking her about that stuff is because she's so closely associated with Tectone and Asmongold. Obviously why people pester her about this stuff. No one gives a fuck what this bitch thinks about anything, truly. They're pestering her because of her associations, because they want to know whether the person they watch or the person they support is some total fucking freak, like, you know, borderline nutty, like Asmongold, you know, like avowed accelerationist. We'll be more accurate. I know people hate the N-word. We'll be more accurate. Avowed accelerationist, like Asmongold. Avowed far-right accelerationist, like Asmongold. So they want to know whether you're that same type of, you know, reprobate. That's obviously why you're being asked. No one gives a fuck. No one thinks you've got some informed take to give about ice. No one thinks that. Don't worry, Emiru. No one thinks that. If you're worried about having to live up to that standard, don't worry. You're fine. So let's carry on with this clip.
Like hello? Like, I don't, like, what? Like, how am I gonna, I don't know, get help? Like, even, like, I don't know. Like, obviously I don't, like, dislike any of the political streamers, except, like, some of, like, the really bad ones. Like, I don't really like them. But it's, like...
So, she's such a... It's so fucking... just annoying. Do you know what I mean? How she is desperate to ride the line. Say who you don't like. Don't do this bullshit. You're trying to ride the line. You're trying not to get any smoke from any angle here. You're saying, oh, I don't like the really bad political streamers. We all know who I'm talking about, right? Look at the Rorschach ink splodge. Look at the Rorschach ink splodge. We all know who I'm talking about, right? I hate the really bad political streamers. Rorschach ink splodge. Read whatever you want into this, guys. It's so transparent and deceptive. And there are actual fucking retards running cover for just like snakiness. It's just a reptile way to behave. It's very reptilian.
I don't understand how in the first place people care so much what they say. I guess it's because they just have a lot of reach or influence, but it's like, why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know.
Oh, wait, what was
But it's like opinions on like people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even...
Anyway, there's a little bit of an extra dimension here, guys, and I feel like this is important to look at. Obviously, she's being quite reptilian in that clip. That's quite a reptilian way to behave, being like, oh, I hate the bad ones. Oh, I don't... Why do people care what I think? Well, it's because you're associated with some very political people. That's why people care what you think. Also, I just hate, I hate the ditzy airhead act like the, I've got no opinions, I don't know what's going on. Well, you should know what's going on. You're a fucking adult. You know? I hate the, I'm not political shit. It is retarded. I've seen a bit of a Denims clip where she speaks about that. I do kind of, half agree with some what Denim said there. About, it's retarded to, it's like you're embarrassing yourself. If you go online and you go, oh, I'm not political, oh, I don't like talking about that stuff, you're embarrassing yourself. You're a fucking adult, you can vote, you can talk about politics, okay? It's really that simple, all right? There is not some special qualification you need to be able to talk about politics or have an opinion. You're an adult, you can vote, be engaged, stop acting like a fucking child. It's really embarrassing. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm just YouTuber. Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking adult. You're a voter. Anyway, there's another dimension here, guys. There is another dimension to this whole thing. Let's take a look at this. It's interesting. I like this video.
I played, TFT, Team Fight Tactics. I don't know how I got involved playing that game.
So Asmongold picked up TFT. Not a big league player, Asmongold. Picked up TFT. No idea how he got into it. Oh, wait, except he's playing games with Emiru offline and then lying about not knowing how he got into it. That's interesting, isn't it? Thank you, Crispy, for the membership. That's interesting. Now, why would someone who's playing with another content creator lie about the fact that they're playing with that other content creator, a male and a female content creator? Why would they lie about that? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Everyone knows they're associated. Why would they lie about playing together?
I'm just telling the sweet lives.
Oh, they're playing together a lot.
And it's still fun.
Oh, that long apparently.
Oh, you can't miss it. You know what I've been doing on my days off
Rich
recently?
Campbell.
Is I usually still have to be at my computer to do work. I'll just buy with my friends. I'll buy them games that I like playing and make them stream it for me on Discord.
I'm gonna be honest. I was on a Discord call with somebody. I was streaming PoE to them. Fucking until 7:30 in the morning. All right.
Oh, this is all very secretive, isn't it? A friend.
I stayed up so late last night. Hey, I played 3 games of Mega Bonk with my friend, and I got on Discord, and I was like, I was screen sharing, and I just kept dying on map 1. I go to S-Fans party. I haven't really decided yet.
This lazy J-boy finally goes live after a tweet from his community gets like 70 million views ragging Emiru, and I bet he's not even out of gold rank.
I am out of gold rank. I'm either in plat 2 or 3. I can't remember. I got to plat 2 for a bit at least. Thank you for the $3.
I don't know. I'm gonna probably lay down, maybe take a nap, and I will be back on tomorrow.
Oh, they arrived together at a party? What's this about?
I will be back on tomorrow.
Hello. How's it going? Are we late? No.
I'm probably gonna give this.
Oh,
I'll give the
we
second one
late.
away to someone. I don't know who yet. I picked this one up last night from the store.
Did you get the Switch too? No, I didn't. I went to a. It's actually kind of funny. I went to the midnight release of the Switch last night with somebody else, and they got their Switch, but I didn't get my Switch. And so I got home about probably 3 in the morning almost. No, 2. Because I
Yeah, this is all just very secretive, isn't it? Very curious.
Given to me. I have a Switch too. And I will repay that debt.
I got 65 Zach Rar raids.
True simp, absolutely. You want to be a simp for someone who's not your girlfriend? Well, I mean, sometimes maybe to get her, you gotta capture him, right? It's like, whenever you're hunting and you're trying to capture like a rabbit, right, or something like that, or a fucking a raccoon, you could say, you put fucking food under a box, right? And then as soon as they get in the box, you get the box, right? I hate to say this, but if you're lying to a girl, the best way to do it is to emotionally manipulate them. If you can activate their emotions on something, you can tell them anything that they want to hear, and you can get them to believe it, right? And so
that's just like the ending clip there. That's just like seething Emiru, stalker clipping.
TFT, Team Fight Tactics. I don't know how I got involved playing that game.
Just down the stream there, so bad.
Keep in mind, Emiru's sister is trans, and know the takes about Asmongold when it comes to trans women, by the way.
TFT, Team Fight Tactics. I don't know how I got involved playing that game.
Just down the stream there, so bad.
This is a girl that cosplays and does LGBTQ content.
How can you hate
What I've
him?
been doing on my
How can
days
you
off
hate him?
recently is I usually still have to be at my computer to do work. I'll just buy with my friends. I'll buy them games that I like playing and make them stream it for me on Discord.
I'm gonna be honest. I was on a Discord call with somebody. I was streaming PoE to them. Fucking until 7:30 in the morning. All right. I stayed up so
Yeah,
late
look
last
at him
night. I
grinning.
played 3 games of Mega Bonk with my friend, and I got on Discord, and I was like, I was screen sharing, and I just kept dying on map 1. I go to S-Fan's party. I haven't really decided yet. I don't know. I'm gonna probably lay down, maybe take a nap, and I will be back on tomorrow.
Hello. How's it going?
You guys are so fucking good at your job. It's crazy.
No.
I'm probably gonna give this. I'll give the second one away to someone. I don't know who yet. I picked this one up last night from the store.
Did you get the Switch too? No, I didn't. I went to a. It's actually kind of funny. I went to the midnight release of the Switch last night with somebody else, and they got their Switch, but I didn't get my Switch.
I just flipped the switch. Switch. I wonder why Asmon went non-stop hard at me for fucking 4 days straight about the fact that I sexually assaulted Emiru, quote unquote. But yet he still hasn't really talked about Tectone at all. In fact, I don't think he's really even denounced him at all. Interesting. It's interesting how he hardly even said anything about Lucari besides the fact that you should probably get a second PC. But why did you go after me for things that were about 1/30th as bad as Tectone, about 1,000th as bad as Lucari? But you went after me non-stop for 4 days straight on Emiru, which were just he said, she says. But you didn't say a damn thing about Tectone and Lucari, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to draw any firm conclusions here, but look, there's a lot of smoke on this.
Wonder. It's like you're in love. But I'm so confused. I'm so confused why you didn't say anything.
So yeah, this whole thing, obviously, that's why people care about what Emiru thinks about stuff. It's because she is so, whether she's dating Asmongold or not, closely associated with Tectone and Asmongold and the rest of the OTK types, many of which are outwardly conservative. That's obviously why people pester her for her takes about this stuff. That's obviously why she gets so many questions. So yeah, obviously the case, and I think that's justified. You know, Asmongold, really, like, I don't see there as being that much, you know, moral gap between, like, the shit Asmongold believes and the shit Nick Fuentes believes. And I feel like we would all understand if people were pestering some wholesome epic gaming streamer who palled around with Nick Fuentes, why they do that. We would all understand exactly why they're getting questioned. But for some reasons, you have FFW and other fucking retards jumping in front of bullets for this ditzy fucking bitch who wants to play dumb and ride the line on, like, totally, like, not line-rideable issues, really, when you're palling around with this absolute fucking subhuman Asmongold who is out there supporting some of the most depraved shit imaginable, outward accelerationist, who literally says, yeah, I want the destruction of the country, I want there to be a bunch of death for everything to get better in the long run. Like, yeah. No shit, she gets pestered. Yeah, she should. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? And Asmongold is absolutely incensed by this stuff. So let's take a look. Let's just see some of the reactions here. So Denim's had a clip. Actually, Denim's had a clip from, I think, before even this happened, right?
I did see this fucking making the rounds. This was crazy. Emma is friends with Asmongold, Lucari, Tectone, plus she thinks Ethan Klein's lawsuits are justified. This is crazy. 28,000 likes, 700,000 views. Racist chud. This is a crazy fucking post. So I will say tides are turning on this particular character. I will say that.
This image does go hard, to be honest. This image goes kind of hard. So that was before any of this even happened. Yeah, and so this is another element to this. So as much as I'm sure Emiru is used to people pestering her because of the association with Asmongold and such, in this instance, it was actually one of her mods saying, so what are your thoughts on ICE, Hassanet, at Emiru? It's so dumb. Like, what does a streamer saying, fuck ICE validate? It makes no sense. So this person was trying to take jabs at Hassan. Allegedly, I heard someone say this is Asmongold's mod as well. I don't know if that's totally true. But yeah, they were trying to take shots at Hassan. And now all these retards like Asmongold, I think Nick is pushing aside it too, are saying like, oh, this is what these lefties do. They just come into your chat and they demand you. They try to bait you into giving a take so they can attack you for it afterwards. Well, that's not what happened here at all. That's not what happened here at all, is it? Just a total lie. It's totally made up. Yeah. So fucking retard the Oreo. Go around saying, oh, this is what lefties do. They bait you into, or this is what political streamers do. They bait you into giving takes and they mock you for it. First of all, nobody baited this guy into pulling up that JREG video while not understanding what the term Zog meant. Nobody had to bait him into doing that. He did that entirely of his own volition. Second of all, it wasn't bait in this instance. It wasn't bait in this instance. It was this fucking retard moderator being like, oh, Emiru, talk about how someone sucks. So yeah, obviously, we saw Mizkif's reaction to that Asmongold schizo edit, but Mizkif caught a kick ban, or Twitch ban around this time as well. And his statement on the Twitch bans here, so I'll see his statement about it. I got banned because I denounced ICE and said the government is in shambles. People need to wake up to what ICE is doing, ripping families apart, taking people away from their futures. It's fucking gross. I won't stop. I'm going to continue talking about it here live. Kick.com/Mizkif. It's just so funny. It's so funny. No, that wasn't the case at all. It was a ban on his second channel because he went live over there to advertise his kick stream. So he got banned for sending people to another platform. This is just totally untrue. So it's just awesome. It's just awesome, man. And then we've got another statement here.
I think it's pretty fair that someone would come in your chat and ask if you support ICE or whether or not when you're had a podcast with two people that are prolifically right-wing commentators and talk about politics constantly.
That's facts. That's
and they might have seen your content.
Good point,
with them.
miss.
I think that's completely understandable and fair to think that someone would think that since you hang out with two right-wing political streamers that you might have a political take. Since you get constantly rated by Asmongold and Zach Rar almost every single day, that you probably align with his political opinions and or that you are a close friend of his, so therefore you probably know and understand politics. I also don't think the problem really is that Emiru said that she doesn't want to talk about politics. I think that's completely understandable. I think the problem is when she said, and I watched it, Emiru said that the politics, why do you guys listen to streamers, or why do streamers talk about politics and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's like whatever. You shouldn't, because ultimately it's kind of true. Like, yeah, you shouldn't listen to streamers. Ideally, you shouldn't listen to streamers about politics. But people do, and it's better to like kind of listen to streamers about politics and be somewhat engaged than be like not engaged at all and be feigning like being a child for the continued attention of a horde of right-wing men. That's worse. That's worse than just being like casually engaged with politics and not really listening to good sources. That's actually worse. Yeah, you just can't, I think you just kind of have to accept that. Like, people do listen to streamers about politics, and a lot of people listen to streamers. Okay, I'm sure everyone in chat don't just listen to streamers. They also go and read about it, but they have an extra interest in politics. And there's not enough political articles about, you know, the minutiae of your own country and America, which are like the two things that people generally follow, is like their own country and then America. You can't just endlessly read all day articles about the minutiae. It gets very boring. So sometimes you listen to just commentary about it, commentary about the news, people's opinions, people arguing about stuff, because you've got, you know, a bit of an extra interest in it. So the idea that you just, you should never watch a stream, there's no reason to ever watch a stream of politics, it's just like kind of retarded. It's like, you know, say, why would you ever watch a stream of fucking video games? Go play the video games, you know what I mean? Like, you can say this for like anything. You can say this for anything. It's just kind of a stupid comment. Streamers are not that much worse than, like, Fox News, right? In fact, most streamers are, you know, probably slightly better. Let's be real. You'll have a more accurate understanding of the world if you watch Fuentes than Fox News. Does anyone contest that? I think that's just true. I think that's just true. The point is that Emiru saying, why would you ever listen to a streamer? Like, yeah, streamers are a bad source of information, but most people use pretty bad sources of information for their political commentary. That is just the case. You know, most people use pretty fucking atrocious sources for their political commentary. If it's not Fox News, it's TikToks. If it's not TikToks, it's Facebook memes. You know, as far as shit goes, streamers is pretty, you know, it's not really out of the ordinary. It's not really much worse than where most people are getting their information from at this point. That's a sad state of affairs. That's a bad situation. But it is the case. And so it does make it kind of retarded for you to act like, oh, it's so absurd for you to... Oh, you go on the internet and listen to what people think about something? Yeah, well, that's what everyone fucking does. It's 2026, you ditzy bitch. Let's be fucking serious here. Let's be fucking serious.
That was the real problem. The problem is when she said, and I watched it, Emiru said that the politics, why do you guys listen to streamers, or why do streamers talk about politics and stuff like that? That was the real problem. The problem wasn't necessarily her saying that she doesn't want to talk about it. Like, that's the problem. Like, I don't expect Summit 1G to talk about politics. Honestly, if he did, I'd love it. I wouldn't really care what he says. I'd find it funny if he was just stoned talking about politics all day. Would I watch?
Thank you for $2. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's funny. But do I care if, you know, I don't think Shroud needs to give his takes while he's doing Altric Valley. The problem is that, and I honestly, I think that it's true. Like, I think a lot of streamers, I don't want to see talk politics because it just kind of ruins the vibes, right? It makes people defensive, you get into that fight or flight mode, and it kind of ruins the whole feeling of fun. But the thing that I understand, or that doesn't make sense, is, like I said, she's friends with these people, she gets raided by them, but mainly I think the main argument or concern is when she said afterwards, it's the, well, why do content creators feel the need to use their platform to talk about politics when we're in such a politically charged world now? Everything's about politics. Pop culture is politics. We are not in a world anymore where it was like when we were younger, where the politics and content that we would see that was pop culture was just celebrities. So celebrities are now politicians.
Yeah, you're like an adult who can vote. You're like an adult who can vote. Okay.
It's all politics. And it's become more and more like that every single year. It's a 24-hour, if that. It's probably going to be like I don't even fucking know, chat. I got banned for, what is it, like a month? I think we got banned. We got banned for a fucking month because I was on my stream and I said that I think that ICE is a terrorist group that needs to be stopped. And they took that and they said that because Miz is saying that ICE is a bad thing, they banned me for a month. So I'm banned for a month because I said that I think ICE is disgusting and ICE needs to be re-evaluated and what they do is horrible. But for some reason, there's still disgusting political people on Twitch that are free reign to say whatever they want.
Take the knee off this man's neck, Twitch.
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud. No, it tells me everything I need to know about the character of someone who talks about things this way. I don't know why this, I mean, it's intentional ignorance, but that's okay. It tells me everything I need to know about this person. If you are fine with commenting on things you don't know about when it benefits you, when you know your audience will like you talking about it, that's one thing. But then for you to use an opportunity or ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit, but you choose not to, you're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear. She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say fuck ICE. It's not that hard of a concept. You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying fuck ICE. What about Cinna? These are, you don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say fuck ICE. And I don't know if you know this. If you're an adult in this country.
So here's the, when does it become the point where it is sort of incumbent upon you to speak out, you know? Because surely, right, if we actually engage, I understand that, you know, people at FFW, Retard Diorio, would freak the fuck out and have problems with the idea. Oh, you can't tell people what they have to say, what they have to take a position on. Why are you trying to tell me to make a comment on politics? Everyone would agree. Anyone who engages honestly would agree. There is a hypothetical where things are so fucked that there is a moral responsibility upon anyone who is able to contribute to discussing an issue, pushing for change on it. There is everyone has a point. So where is the point? Where is the point? And if you're going to sit there and go, oh, I can't believe people are saying Emiru has to speak out about this. Like, you know, and cry about Denim's take here, which I don't even know if I 100% agree with Denim's here. If you're going to seriously cry about it, you better have like a really well-defined line for when it's incumbent upon you to speak out. Because the idea that you're getting like super indignant about where other people's lines are when shit is like this fucked is totally absurd. And you've clearly not attempted to engage at all.
You choose not to, you're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear. She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say fuck ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You don't need to be qualified to talk about politics, period. You know? That's just the case. There is no qualification for discussing politics. You're an adult in a democracy.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying fuck ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say fuck ICE. And I don't know if you know this. If you're an adult in this country, you should be the minimal amount invested in politics. Because you live here. There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What? If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing. So I'm just not going to pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff. This is by far like the
slightly uncommon denims W. Yeah, this is just like, you know, you can disagree with, you know, if you've got an actual substantive point to make, then maybe you can disagree with the idea that Emiru should comment on this or whatever. But the idea that, oh, you don't have to know about politics or it's fine to not be engaged. No, it's not. No, it's not. And that's cope for like low IQ people and children, okay? That is like mental children. Like the Oreo. Mentally stuck in the pinball arcade. Mentally stuck, stuff in your face, with ice cream sundae at the little pinball corner at the family restaurant, whatever the fuck.
Dumbest American quality. Saying, I'm not into politics.